Yes.
And mostly the good governance programs feature well in the evening.
Yes, yes.
Because during daytime,
People are busy.
people are busy. But if you have a good governance program, you can I'm not in charge of the SWATs. I approve the social cash transfer payments. I don't want to argue on behalf of the ministry. Me, I'm a committee from this. I'm a chairperson for the committee from civil society. I can't answer for the government. This is why when we received a lot of complaints, we have put my suggestion boxes in communities where they say there's a complaint. They write a complaint and it's put there. What we did it was in April. We went around and made sure to fish out those people who are not supposed to be on the social custody because of the complaints we received from the community. We were told to stop and let those people back again. So I think it's the government to clarify. For me, it's just to approve.
People now. There were funds which are distributed. Even those who are in the graves.
They got to
yes. Just like physics.
Yes.
Some dead people
are still
receiving.
Yes. And this is why we can only help government to clean up this when we have a movement, clean up physics and cash transfer. Wasila, because once you speak without fear or favor, and once you are able even to identify some districts where they are done well, others will learn. But as it is now, no one speaks. Madame Nausikwe is a lone voice here in Livingstone, at the corner of the country. But these problems are all over. Wherever you go, wherever I've gone, people have been calling me, no, speak for us on social transfer. I say, look, I will be all over. Me, I'm interested in the governance arrangement. These others, where are those who are in vulnerable, whatever? But I feel the gap is that we don't have a movement specifically for that. And this is, I'm challenging you. Can we do that as a matter of agency? And I can assure you, a number of cooperating partners will support that movement because they want their money to be utilized properly. They will even tell you, do a research, can you do, you'll be very busy. So try that one and see how it will work. We need that. Sam Lena.
Yeah, I know that's almost what I wanted to say, like this governance program.
Yes.
However, that the problem which is happening is that you find that most of these cash transfer programs and projects, I think there is a lot of research that is being taken from maybe the United States of America and they throw them to Zambia. And for example, if they see that the America, they were given funds in order for them to follow up, they also do the same. This is what you find that people like the previous minister was arrested because there were too much excitement. The problem with us Zambians, or even people running the government, we don't start programs based on what is happening in our country. We start programs based on the paper from the other country. For example, our friends in South Africa, they're getting 2,000 rands, which is going to 1,600 kwacha take home. Those one cash transfer. And there are certain things that they look at. But in our country, there are things that you find that people that are doing it based on how they think it's best for themselves. I can just give you an example. Previously, people are called the handicapped. Then they say, no, you are disabled. Then they say people different. Then from there, you say we are disabled. It's just out of excitement. So even the people who started this social cash transfer, at first they said disabled are the ones supposed to collect, no old people, no widows. Just like the way they have started there. So the problem which is there is, one, the people who plan for this paper, they don't plan based on the grounds. They take things from other countries. There was a time, I think some 2 months ago when I was in South Africa. Our friends, the way they are running it, you'll be very impressive. Now here in our country, we don't do that. They just do it out of excitement. So this is the governance program. We can see our best unity. Now, as I'm ending here, the way the big man has said, the problem, even us, all of us, we have got a problem. How many times have you responded on WhatsApp, even to add something? The only time you want to respond on WhatsApp is if this caucus here. It's when you hear that there is a WhatsApp. A meeting. That's a time you close
noted with thanks.
Yes, noted with thanks. There are times where maybe I send a paper or something. No one even say, this is. So even to start something that we can fight for, it's a bit tricky. You find that maybe one day we come here and then they say we won't be given a transport. Next time you may find that people want to come. We lack sacrifice, especially in our Zambia. Sorry for saying this, but that's it.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Even participation within such meetings. Some people will just come in, walk in here.
Yes.
They are there for those 2 or 3 hours.
Yes.
Just have their drink, social day, and social response.
Correct.
Or they have their money, they go.
Yeah.
So they don't know why they are always in such meetings.
And this is why my media colleagues, I always chatting to most of them to say, look, when we invite the media, we expect at least one of them from one of the stations. There's one to cover the story and one to listen to the story. And like the print media, they can even do a feature story out of it because we are trying to sensitize people. But now, if you just limit to covering, you lose a lot. It is out of this engagement that you also learn. Because as a human being, you are also doing your personal development. Out of this, you get interest. Some will be lawyers. I think I need to do law. It's out of this discussion. Today, we are talking about this. Can we form a movement or an NGO around this? Let me form it. You move away from always say, no, the media is not paying well, but that is just a stepping stone to what you want to achieve. But if you go in a meeting, just listen, go back. Just listen, go back. You will not develop, you remain in that cocoon throughout and throughout. So I agree with you, Sam Lenga. To me, the social cash transfer lacks oversight institutions. And we cannot only depend on government. Government, one will always want to hide certain things for the sake of the donors. It's just like Mr. Mlenga, if I give you some money and perhaps you have bought a sweet which you are not supposed to buy, you won't start saying, no, me, I bought a sweet. You want to hide. No, I used your money properly and so on and so forth. Because you don't want it, you need to know that actually some you even pay the reward instead of building a house. So that tomorrow you want to give me. But if there is an oversight institution, you will be able to say, we saw you. Like you say, copy and paste has been the biggest problem in African countries, actually. Yeah? And Zambia is no exception. These, let me give you the education sector, those who are teachers. We started with primary school. Actually, we started with the standards under the colonial times. When we got independence, I think around 80s, my forms went, we started primary, isn't it? Primary and grades. From nowhere, in the 90s, I think 90s, basic. Basic, we are back into primary. Soon, we don't know what will be. Why should we not be stable? Why? It's because we are being driven by excitements, emotions, and dollars. But then they have maintained their own. If it's standards, they are standards throughout. As we are just changing around. So we need to try to start maintaining our system. This social cash transfer, this person, it was for person with disabilities, even the same terms of this person with disability. No, you can't call someone disabled, changed. No, you can't call someone differently disabled, changed. Now there's persons with disabilities. There is now a word that they are putting in between, persons living with disabilities. It's becoming common now. So you go, no, it's just persons. No, they are living with disability. We don't know what will happen in the next. So we are just changing, but meaning the same thing. What we need is just a user-friendly term that will cover this. So social cash transfer started with persons with disabilities, widows, AG who are determined. Tomorrow, you will hear now that even women, married women should get social cash transfer because their husbands are not giving them money.
Yes.
It will be there. Yeah, so those are the issues that we need. So can we see how we can push this agenda? If it works, well and good for us and for the nation. Otherwise, there's too much abuse. Some people, all those names that you see on those lists, they are non-existent. There could be one or two. When the money comes, they sign for them and they share. These are some of the riches that people are claiming, I'm rich, I'm rich. You ask, how did you become rich? They can't explain. It's because of these leakages in the money. Any other questions? Okay, so I feel that
just a second, I want
yes.
to find out if we have a headman here covering Tiaba, Jackie Manapa for this side. Do we have? Oh. Then you could have done with a problem of 9 years, 11 years old girls who are being married off from Tiaba Primary. Whoever comes at the Tiaba Primary, yes, with that problem. Yes. There's areas grade 4, they are pregnant.
So they're going to school or they or there?
They don't want to marry.
So those are issues there. All right, so how we sustain, I think we have mentioned, we need the radio listening clubs or meetings or what? Yeah, clubs, where we can negotiate with the media to continue this program. Two, the caucus groups must not die. Let's share these things as they come. And like Mr. Mlenga said, the biggest problem for us is to respond to some of these debatable issues on our groups. We rarely do that. I have also a group of some members where you send something, they will say noted, sometimes quite. The moment you say there will be a workshop,
Everybody's
yeah, no, I'll be there. I'll be there. Where is it going to be? Hey, what? You know? So that's when the people become active. All of them. At least they will say something. But when it's something, can we comment this one? We are giving each other 3 days. No one, maybe only one. You say, oh, from what? That's 4. So I think let's develop that habit of responding to this thing, because that's how we can construct a good society, an enlightened society. For these laws that we're sharing with you, it's also for your own good and for the community that you are coming from. To me, I think that is what is important. Yeah. And the headmen, please get these laws. I don't know whether the English is very strong. I don't know how you can dilute it, but perhaps where you feel you are not very conversant, share to say, but this section I didn't understand it. We can talk over it. If I don't know laws, Hilda here who can help me speak laws. I hope she understands laws and she can speak laws. Because when I went to Senanga, we had the voter education program there under the ECZ. All the young ladies that we found and men who were training, I told them, I want to speak in laws for 10 minutes. Oh, it was a disaster.
Yes.
It was a disaster. They speak kwateni, something else. It's in English. Kwateni, kafo, something else. Then this man, one teacher came to me and said, in the next generation, there will be no one who will be speaking pure of their language. It will be mixed. And indeed, that's where we are now. So even as we speak on radio, there will be issues of mixing the local language and the English. That's how it is. Because cyber in silos, who is the laws here? Madam, what is cyber in laws?
That's my explanation.
What is the phone in laws?
Okay, we came around it.
Is there?
Ruwaili. That's coined.
Yeah.
It's a coined Ruwaili.
How would you put bundles in laws? Bundles in laws. Which one? Madam, you want to tell us?
We might say it's a phone. Also, again, it's
Mazimumanga.
Mazimumanga.
Yes.
Mazimumanga. Okay, so those are, but of course, those are common terms that even the people who don't, who have not gone to school, they understand that bundle means it is. How would you call airtime in schools? What? So again, what we have gone through is the problem with that. You know, those days we used to have pure language, linguistics, yeah? So that when a new word like this comes in English, like cyber, these people who are linguistics, they will now start coining a word in that. Today, there are very few people who write those books, Tonga books, and therefore it is very difficult to come up with a dictionary that is speaking to these issues. So it's another movement that we can think about because new things are coming. Data now, when you go in the village, you find even a person who has not gone to school is telling you, no, I don't, and you go data. What do you mean data? You can't do that. Can you go my bando? Can you go my minutes? My minutes tago. So what is my minutes in English, in Tonga? Is a problem. So those are the issues that we need to. But as we speak to people, let's also use these common phrases that we understand. Otherwise, if you go deep, in Tonga those days, we used to count in Tonga. One, yomwe, yobiro, yotatwe, kumi, what. Today, if you say kumi atubiri, they don't understand. If you say kumi amsami, they don't know. So that is how we have evolved. So we just continue 15, 16 instead of using the local language. Okay, so Mr. Msonda, you can.
Thank you very much. I think all the agenda items have been addressed. So in terms of going forward, like I mentioned, one of the advocate strategies, the radio station, we will do that program. Yeah, but we propose that that program should be done by you, the locals. So we'll make arrangements through Esther so that through yourselves, you can set a date to have that program. But of course, through yourself, Madam Hilda and Messi, you know, your help on how we can negotiate for such programs. So we'll support that program that we need it to be done, I think, within this week, if possible. Within this week. If it can be possible, yeah, we'll be happy to have that one. Yeah. But the rest of the programs, of course, it will be a sustainability issue. the engagement, the negotiation we talked about through Hilda and also Vanessa, on how we can collaborate with the radio stations to feature on their already established governance program. Yeah, that would be less costly and also, sustainable. Then away from this, there is one activity that will be also organized. That will be done by yourselves, but from our end, we may join you through Zoom or through some links, social media links. Yeah, that should be conducted, and it's all for the purposes of discussing, the same issue. The more we discuss about it, the more conversant we become, with these laws. So one thing to emphasize is local, please. Let's simplify. Yeah. We want both headman to also participate fully. When one issue is gotten from there, one or two issues.
This is the time now to speak vernacular so that everybody is going to get.
Yeah. Chamele tufuna ba headman. Kanga tumumambira ko chinyanja pamona. Chamele tufuna ichakuti I program ichite benefit maningi bali. Bantu babene mulitinga pa community. So kuyenda kama programs aya na vizunguzungu sivinga service neshi information ya bene tufuna tupeleke funds pale. Siza kwa nisio. So tifuna yakuti naimwe mwankarapo mwamasuka mukukamba na pali ijankani. So you remember that in the last programs we gave you, some simplified copies of the cyber security law as well as the NGO law. But we can even simplify it further in a local language. When we understand something, it's easy. Yeah. So that will be the way forward. So we'll communicate such arrangements through Esther so that that program can also be met. You may meet physically, but from our end, we can join that program virtually. Yeah. So with that said, the conversation should continue. Those on WhatsApp, we developed that focus through WhatsApp, provision. So we can continue that conversation. But for those who don't have those gadgets, let's find means of engaging each other. It could be headman distance. We can move the program. A few of us, we move the program to visit that area so that when the Tokamisa language for that understand. With that said, sir, I think I leave it to you to end the program now.
Thank you. So like we have agreed, we need to do a lot of work. As we are enlightened, these laws are for us and our children. And if we don't make good laws, these are the laws that come to haunt our children when we are long gone. If you talk of the defamation law, was done in 1965 by Kaunda himself. Today is gone. How many people have been arrested over defamation law that he created? So many of them. Okay? So we have to do things that we know that it will be of help in the future. When you look at the Public Order 1953, when it was first promulgated, and what was happening around 1953, that was when the Federation was started, isn't it? The Federation of Nyasaland and Rhodesia, when was it? Was it not 55 or somewhere there? Okay, so it was to suppress the Africans. Then Mbikusi Taorewanika, who started this society, warfare societies, to try and push for these things. Today, death law is haunting us. When we got independence, no one cared whether we need to change this so that we have an independent law that is facilitating our people. We have the NGO Act 2009. It was aimed at some vocal NGOs. Okay? Today, we are still quarreling with it. Arabi is gone. The one who signed it is gone. So we are now remaining fighting. You know, we have now the cyber security, which is now arresting people. Eddie Galumbu is no longer a president, but he's the one who signed it. So if he was not suffering from immunity, they would have gone for him using the same law. Have you seen? So let's put laws that we know that even if I'm not in the realms of influence, I will still be comfortable with them. Okay? I will still be comfortable with them. If I do something, it was just as something outside what I was not part of. To me, that's what I believe in. We create a safe place for all of us. So that is one thing. But this project, like I asked my colleagues from the Press Club, please help us. Because even if there's something that can be done, even between now and then, or even on Monday or Tuesday or next week, let's start it so that we start pushing this agenda for the law reforms. And we can give each other all these laws that are about to be repealed and amended, so that these are the ones that will form part of the discussion. Okay, and once these laws are done on what we can find, of course, some of them are big. Like the penal code is big; it's very, very big. But that's the one which has also been amended. The death penalty is being removed from the statute. So today, if you kill me, you will only suffer. You will be sentenced to life imprisonment. Yeah. So, but it's also a controversial law, which if you take it on radio, do you want death penalty to go? You hear how people also react. It was at Murungushi where we had a heated debate in 2016, where people said, no, we need death penalty. And mostly were clergymen who said, no, we need death penalty. So those are the issues. But for me, if I had the way, such laws need to be given to a referendum. Okay? A one question like that, yes or no, let people vote whether they like death penalty or not, so that when you are sentencing them to death, they know what they voted for. And when you are sentencing to life imprisonment, they know why they are going into life imprisonment. So those are some of the challenges that we are having. But otherwise, for us, is to create a platform for debate, contribution, engagement, and also criticisms of certain decisions that we are making. So having said this, I want to thank you once more again. If that is good English, but I learned it. If anything, when you see me breaking English, it's not from where I come from. That habit is from Western products. So thank you so much, and God bless you. Let's continue getting engaged. Thank you.
That's one issue, just to assure Messi, because the group here came up with a recommendation on the school event to use that. Yeah, so that program, we are proposing that we do it in the next phase. Yes. So it's one of the recommendations we will make to our donors, if they can also support, that program, not only for Livingston, but also in these other target areas. So it's not that we have ignored that one.
No, you actually mentioned, we actually started talks with the DEPS, and he was agreeable, he was excited for tomorrow, and we sent papers to him, and where they were ready for tomorrow.
Yeah.
So even when you are ready, just get in touch because that's an ongoing program under the Legal Press Club. So
Yeah.
we'll still be there to help.
All right. Excellent. Actually, these are some of the sustainability efforts that we are trying to do. We want to see also law knowledge to start at that lower level, so that people understand what is governing them as they grow up. It also excites them to which area they want to go, in life. So school clubs discussions on this amendment of the law will be part of our planning to ensure that even here in Livingstone, if possible, we can even bring live streaming, maybe on Diamond TV or what, so that people now can hear how the pupils will be discussing on some of these laws. Thank you so much, and I hope you have been facilitated. Let's go for lunch. I know Hilda, she's a retiree, she may have no food.
Yeah, no, I need social
All right, so please let's think aloud by Reverend on the issue of social funds transfer and how.
Globally, 85% of infertility is because of infections, typically the chlamydia and the gonorrhea.
Your time is up. Thank you so much.
Okay, since I've been mentioned, I can react to what comments in the just.
Yes.
I haven't finished my point.
Remember,
Let me finish my point so that my brother can.
Does the Patriotic Front know the kind of damage they have done to our economy and to our country? I do not.
The alleged abduction of Pamela Kisupa, and this case has really kept us on our toes. And in as much as
nobody has been acquitted from this new dawn administration cases that have been started, there's nobody that has been acquitted. Okay.
CJ, foreplay. I'm not talking about jump and begin acting like a kangaroo. No, foreplay. Many of us as Africans, we lack this virtue. This is not there.
Yeah, the time twaje ku Malabo. What's about the first game twale tena wa Senegal. I think what it's underrated because even the home up, you can see the way they are doing home up. Bare munagati bora na wawina kale nyobo.
So I think it's actually good if you start creating competition in the team. If you don't create competition, then you will have a problem. Who to replace when one is injured?
I think the names people have been calling me, I accepted them and I welcomed them. But what I would prefer being called as a nickname, I would prefer being called Sambalung.
Ubuntu means humbleness. Ubuntu means humility. Ubuntu means love.
globally 85% of infertility is because of infections, typically the chlamydia and the gonorrhea.
Your time is up. Thank you so much.
Maybe, since I've been mentioned, I can react to what comments in the chat.
Yes.
I haven't finished my point.
Remember,
No, let me finish my point so that my brother can.
Does the Patriotic Front know the kind of damage they have done to our economy and to our country? I do not.
The alleged abduction of Pamela Kisupa, and this case has really kept us on our toes. And in as much as
nobody has been acquitted from this new dawn administration cases that have been started. There's nobody that has been acquitted. Okay?
CJ, foreplay. I'm not talking about jump and begin acting like a kangaroo. No, foreplay. Many of us as Africans, we lack this virtue. This is not there.
Yeah, the time twaje ku Malabo. What's about the first game twale tena wa Senegal. I think very tutasana underrated because even the warm up, you can see the way they are doing warm up. Bare munakati bona na bawina kale nyoko.
It's actually good if you start creating competition in the team. If you don't create competition, then you will have a problem who to replace when one is injured.
I think the names people have been calling me, I accepted them and I welcomed them. But what I would prefer being called as a nickname, I would prefer being called Sambalung.
Ubuntu is a tradition that man, or indeed a human being, is born in. Naturally, we are born with Ubuntu. We live with it. We come into this world with that.
Ubuntu ninshira iyo abantu basenderamu ifyo umuntu afwiri okuba n'efyo afwiri okukita n'efyo afwiri okwikaliramu ubuntu.
Ubuntu chitemiko, ubuntu mutende.
Ubuntu nikukhala pamozi. Ubuntu nikusamala. Ubuntu nikukondana.
The desire to contribute to positive changes within rural communities is my strong motivation to work hard for my society. For me, that is Ubuntu.
Ubuntu means humbleness. Ubuntu means humility. Ubuntu means love.